Welcome back already. Time now for our Game 3 decider here in the first round of the winner bracket in the European qualifiers for the Dota 2 Asia Championship. One team of 8 in this European qualifier will get themselves a spot at the main event. Second and third will get themselves in the wildcard matches. But we're here live. Game 3 decider. I'm Gods. Joining me is Coddle Guy. How are you feeling this fine Thursday morning? Are we Thursday? I don't know.
I think so. Yes, right. Thursday. Whew. Thursday morning, bright and early, about 10 a.m. here on the East Coast. And it's good. I've had Dota for breakfast, and I'm nice and full, but I want more, baby. And what better than our first series going to the third deciding game number 3. Of course, the loser not going to be eliminated. There is a lower bracket that they can still fight through, but they want to be able to have that upper bracket advantage. And, well, Alliance put on a dominating performance in the previous game. You know, Sing Sing went with the Meepo. It's always a pleasure to watch, but just didn't really quite work out for him, and it just seemed to all crumble apart. This game, though, Alliance looking to bounce back. Now, PyCat is back.
Oh, yeah. That's the big story here for Game 3.
Yeah. So, you know, got to give, of course, props to Nikwa, who was their stand-in for the first 2 games. He played a pretty solid puck in the game number 2 and helped them get that win. But PyCat is back. He's finished up his immigration meetings or whatever it was, and he's back and ready to play. Loda is just going to hold on to the captain slot. He'd already been drafting for the whole series, so I think it's best to just kind of let him, you know, stay with it.
I think that's very important here because BO3, like a BO3 series, BO5s especially, you see this game to game. You tweak the draft ever so slightly, and you kind of like a hero that maybe was a 4th pick suddenly becomes a first 2 picks if it was a key hero. Heroes that your opponent did, like we're seeing the Tide Ember ban. This was the game 2 bans from Alliance, which game 1 Tinker had both these heroes. So I think it's very important Loda keeps drafting.
This is very game number 1. Then you got the first pick Lion again, the Troll Warlord again. I mean, all you need is the Faceless Void, but they actually ban it, so we're not going to get it this time. And the Jugget also banned as well. And yeah, they banned Chen every game too. So I'm curious if it's something Alliance would have even went for.
It may be something from Scrims, I feel, is my guess there.
That's true.
Chen is definitely good now and very viable. I'm just surprised by the first ban on it. But maybe Alliance have been picking this constantly in scrims, and that's where these teams these teams are on pretty good terms, so maybe they've been scrimming quite a bit together. That's what I would guess from that, but it's hard to know for sure.
So for now, Brew and AA, which Tinker ran with the AA in the first game, Way 2 picked it up, and they found victory there with it. Brew, who's going to be making his debut of the series. So that's a good 1-2 punch coming out from Tinker. Both teams just not really giving a whole lot of information, except for the fact that I guess Loda, who could be playing this troll again, will just kind of push it to a nice mid-game period where they can go for some high siege action. But really, what else now can you put together with this troll outside of the Faceless Void that can help add a little bit of synergy here? Because I know they got to be thinking about EGM's hero in the near future.
Yeah, I'm wondering what goes with the troll here. Definitely want I feel like you could even do like a TA mid type draft. PyCat's back, he's pretty versatile. The Invoker still fits nicely. It didn't work out. Nico was very kind of defensive and passive in game 1. And just in general, like I don't think he wanted to go Quas Wex, but because of the Medusa pick he ended up going for it. But it's gonna be the Prophet.
This is a Prophet without Bulldog, mind you. This is gonna be possible.
This is where it's like
Prophet.
You need that 6-man roster. Be like, let's put in Bulldog for this game 3 decider.
I mean, Bulldog has created what is mostly known as like the standard of what a Nature's Prophet is all about, especially as the Rat Godfather. So I'm really anxious to see how Alliance are going to be playing this without him by their side. You know, I'm really excited. So a bit of a split push there. He certainly benefits a lot from Troll's global presence and adding some extra siege on the side, but we'll see. Team Tinker round out their support lineup. They grab the Vengeful.
That's a good pick here. They're on the Dire side. They have the minus armor. You can expect some kind of carry that's going to be able to take Roshan, benefit from minus armor, so physical damage. The best ones have been banned out. Well, the Terrorblade specifically, I'd say, has been banned out. Void's pretty good as well in that position. Like if you look at like what Envy does, where he goes for the bottle. If you ever find a DD rune, you bottle it up and use it for like the Roshan with like a Mask of Madness DD Void with Avenge. But you can go Morphling is okay. I don't think that's. I'm not saying that Tinker really showing that they want to go for. I'm wondering what may come out here though. Alliance go Abaddon. This is a new pick for this series. I mean, the Prophet is as well. So Alliance willing to pull out some new things here in game 3.
They picked it up pretty dang quick too. They didn't waste much time to just grab this Abaddon. And it was something that EGM had played a lot of when he was in his old 4 position. But you know they're going to still grab it up. I'm curious where they're going to replace him about. But being able to have him to prevent the lockdown and stun with that shield certainly does help.
It seems to suggest they want to be able to just 5-man take towers to some extent with this draft. All of these heroes really good at just kind of, well, less apart from maybe the Lion, strong in that 5-man take towers. And Tinker go anti-mage, which is kind of like a good and bad versus the 5-man take your towers. It's bad because he can't really fight into it, but it's good because you can split push, force TPs back. Once you have your Battle Fury in farm, but if you ever fall behind as anti-mage, you're in a lot of trouble this game.
And I think seeing that Alliance should consider ramping up that siege and that heavy push. If they want to round out with like what looks like potentially an offlane / I'm not too sure what they need to really fill the shoes here. I guess a mid laner.
For Alliance, I think they would like a mid. I guess Troll could go mid, and that's Slider gets banned as a great hero against anti-mage, even to some extent the Brewmaster with the amp damage.
I was gonna say maybe like a Shadow Shaman would be fine. He had push and you have lockdown to address the AA or the anti-mage, but not a hero that.
I thought you were about to say Shadow Fiend. I could go for a Shadow Fiend even.
Oh, Shadow Fiend on Radiant side, absolutely. Yeah. Please, the Swag Fiend. I mean, I'm all about that. Doesn't really add a lot as far as disable, but burst.
It may just be like an Exort Invoker. I feel like if you want to go for that push, group up a lot, get an Exort Invoker, you get the Necro 3 Midas by like 22, 23 minutes maybe, and sure, Anti-Mage will have his Battle Fury, and maybe even a Yasha treads by then, but I feel like he's going to be just split pushing and can't really fight into. He can't fight into that at all. But it's still some risk to that, because Invoker does take that bit of time before he can get online and come to the fights and pushes.
Yeah. And and of course this is just assuming as well that, PyCat is just going to fill in as the mid laner and just come right back into that role. Storm Spirit can be grabbed right here. And Tinker now, considering an offlaner, Centaur's still in the pool, and it's been something that's been played a lot today. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something they just kind of fall back for.
What hero is that, sorry?
Centaur.
I mean,
if they're looking for offlane, and I'm just seeing what's already been taken away as far as like Tide, Centaur, or Magnus. This is a Rise classic, yeah. I love it.
About time. I've been waiting to see one. It's an offlane Magnus, which is kind of where Magnus can sometimes struggle, but I like this hero. It's definitely an Arise special.
And he certainly adds a lot to the potency of Anti-Mage with that extra bit of power. And got reasonable lockdown, good extra stun, skewer. Why not, right? But they better hope that this is the best that they could do and put together for each team, because this is game number 3 here. Winner moves on. Loser gets knocked down to that loser's bracket, and are going to have the tough task of battling through all the other lower bracket competitors to get another chance at moving forward towards Shanghai. Only the first place, or the team to come out on top, are going to get the guaranteed move into the LAN. The other two are going to have to battle through the Shanghai wildcard.
All right, well, in this Game 3 decider, we're going to see Alliance taking Game 2. Here in Game 3 on the Radiant side, it's going to be Loda on the Troll Warlord once more. We've got My Nuts on the Lion. And over in there, the top rune, it's going to be EGM or Potato on the Prophet. PyCat finally back, is here for Game 3 on the Storm Spirit, and Aki going to play the Abaddon. And that's the Alliance side.
Team Tinker on your Dire. We got Bulba here, crossing up and above on your Vengeful Spirit. Actually stepping away from the Ogre role. Jason, or Arise, is going to be playing his signature Magnus here in the off lane. Mid lane, it's going to be Sing Sing. He's going to be playing the Brew. And along the top, we're going to have Leader of Tears, or Way Too Sexy. He's going to be playing your Ancient Apparition. And Koikva, well-decorated anti-mage.
All right, well, top rune, a few heroes up here, but it looks like I'm not going to see Alliance go for that rune. Loda's going to secure himself the bottom bounty rune with ease. So, one bounty rune apiece. I'm just so curious to see, like, PyCat has had no warm-up. He's just rocked up, jumps right into a Game 3 decider. Like, it's a risky move. Like, I definitely agree. It's like you'd rather have your main 5 for it, but he's had nothing to warm him up for this game.
Yeah. It makes you almost wonder that maybe they should have also just considered rolling with Nikwa just for the 3rd game. Just so he's warmed up and ready. He knows how the team is formulating. Maybe he needed the Game 1 to shake off. Game number 2, he's feeling a bit better. And Game number 3, probably would have still had his groove. But they're feeling the PyCat love here. I mean, we'll see if he can come in strong.
Yeah, right off the bat, PyCat misses a Remnant last hit. It's a tiny little thing, but it's one of those things.
You're like right there on his shoulder.
Yeah, I'm here, PyCat. I'm watching every little mistake you make. I'm gonna tear you apart for it. No. He's got 3 of the 4 last hits. He's doing fine. we'll relax for now. But it's definitely it's just an interesting dynamic that you don't normally see, where you're getting thrown right into the game to decide here. It is a double limb, so it's not like you're knocked out of the tournament should you lose this series. But we'll see how things go here for the two teams.
And Alliance going to be rolling with a 2-1-2 laning formation. So for the first game, we're not going to see EGM get bullied back. I mean, I say that he's already getting bullied back even with Ake nearby, but not going to be as easy to bully him back. He's got Ake here nearby as his babysitter on the bad.
I like the TP pick out for Ake as well. Like if the supports, like they may pretend to be kind of near the top lane, but they could go for a smoke mid. He's got a TP Aphotic Shield to maybe save someone like Pycat at mid.
Oh yeah.
So.
See that Abaddon or Dazzle, those heroes, so important to make sure you have that TP. That is game-changing for the most part. That will save your potentially core ally's life. So
I think they're going to stick with what they've done most of the first two games, which is stack with one of their supports, zone out with the other. Normally we've seen Bulba on the Ogre just doing his zoning, but against a dual lane, this is not quite as effective, I feel. So we'll see how things pan out here. It's going to be a 2-minute rune coming up. Bulba wants to secure the top rune, which will be a bounty rune, and bottom rune goes away.
Send that tree out there and deny it. Yeah, deny it.
Did not go for the deny.
He's just walking it away.
Yeah, doesn't want to give away the money. Bob was like, oh no, it's way too with the easy 15 gold or whatever it may be.
Bottom lane, Arise is dancing around, contesting the pull through they have, and he has a DD, so even my nuts is kind of like, I don't want to get too close to this guy. He might be able to dish out some serious right click if he wants it, but hey, Arise, he's finding some nice CS here to work with and soaking in that sweet XP.
You get this range creep as well, so as an offlaner, like, you don't think of a DD room being able to help you out much in a like 1v2 scenario, but he's just fighting the support there during those pulls. Loda doesn't want to leave the lane, because if Loda leaves the lane, he misses CS, and he's not getting a kill with just 2 heroes, and a skewer escape for the Magnus.
Back on top, the Ake Potato duo here. They get a nice little side pull to work with to try to get that Creeper Loom back towards their side. And
that denies a lot of XP too. A lot of farm and XP.
They'll be able to at least get their own wave right here and bring it right back towards the towers. So they're still finding their way, but look at this potential rotation coming in, or at least Way2 just kind of dancing about from behind him. I'm interested to see if he'll do his famous aggressive warding here in the near future, but they're going to smoke up for now.
Are they going bottom maybe for the... I think bottom lane Lion is the easiest kill for them. Pycat at mid is hard to kill because the Abaddon can TP him with the shield. And they can bait the Lion away from the tower. That's the key thing here, is this Lion is not next to his tower, and they're actually going to go in. So this is a nice little bait. Arise needs to get to his teammates, and doesn't have any mana right now. They're going to stun up on my nuts here. They've got the follow-up Cold Feet. Not going to get the procky, but 1 or 2 more right clicks. They get the first blood. Lion goes down. Abaddon TP'd in even, but he can't get the... Well, he's going to get a counter kill, but he could not save.
Ake's here. Is he going to get in range for the coil? Oh,
just
it's
barely.
double. He does get it. Okay.
That's smart decision making from Tinker, because if you try to go on mid lane, the Storm's always by the tower, whereas Lion is so far from his tower, the TP from Abaddon doesn't save his teammate there. So they get first blood. It's a small win for Tinker.
Yep. Rune spawn, bounty at bottom. Sing's gonna be able to grab that one up, and looked like the top one was grabbed up already. Must have been snagged up there from Pycat. Yeah, it was an illusion. He balled it up, put it right back. And we're going to have a pause here. Looks like we need a second. Bit of lag spikes and hiccups throughout the series, but nothing that's been too serious.
All right. Well, hopefully nothing too serious here in our Game 3. Right after this, we'll be going into Na'Vi versus Power Rangers, and we've got 4 BO3s. This is an action-packed... I mean, all these qualifiers. For America, we had like 4 BO3s in a day, and they're getting... I mean, the LAN finals begins in 3 weeks or something, so...
It really just felt like this
tournament
tournament came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden we're just like...
Yeah. It was... The first, like, initial announcement was made, like, maybe 6 weeks ago, but that was before anyone knew about the compendium or anything like that was going to be going on. And then suddenly it was just 2 weeks ago, bam! Valve-style compendium with, like, all the different levels and immortals, and it was like, whoa, this is a big deal all of a sudden. So, we're seeing... I guess the qualifiers getting out of the way here, but it's going to be like a mini TI with 16 teams at the LAN event in China. They're going to do like a group stage style thing at the hotel, and then I think it's the Shanghai esports stadium being used for the main event, which is going to, I think, has something like a 12 to 13,000 seating capacity for the LAN finals.
Awesome. Looking forward to catching that. But here we are. It's the early makings of the European region here. We already saw Cloud9 make their way through the America division, and we're looking to add more teams to that docket here as Koikfa harasses EGM back, takes away all of his bits of mana, and he'll just kind of find his own way for now. Koikfa's top CS, he's 33-9 with SingSing right behind at about 27-3. So nice early laning phase coming out from Team Tinker, and they want to make a split happen. Mid lane, Pycat could be in trouble, but Ake's right there.
Yeah.
He dishes out a nice little heal and shield, and it looks like SingSing's not going to get the kill he wants, so the split not going to really meet the quota you want for that first kill takedown.
Yeah. I mean, bit of a... I guess it's, that's a big... Let's hope Abaddon isn't here and also doesn't have a TP, but... he hit 6 before the Storm hit 6, and he thought he could maybe try sneak a cheeky little solo kill there, but not the case. So... The first Brewmaster ultimate split, I feel like that's not too important. Often you see Brew hit level 6 and just stay mid, trying to just control the lane for a while anyways, so even though he doesn't have it for 100 seconds, it's not like there's openings on the map to use it, especially against an Abaddon. You go for ganks, and finding kills with the split is much harder against the Abaddon, I mean, as we just saw, so I don't feel like the ulti going on cooldown is a big deal for Tinker right now.
Yeah, and I feel like as far as how the next 10 minutes or so progress, you're going to see Pycat, now level 6, continue to build up those levels, grab a hold of what I imagine be the early makings of an Orchid if he decides to go down that road, and really try to build up an early makings of a snowball, allow Alliance to start taking objective after objective in the towers, and restricting the farm and taking that away from the AM, not allowing him to get that big window of farm opportunity, and have Koikfa do what he did pretty much in game number 1 on the Medusa and get to that critical mass point and just take over the game. Alliance, just based on lineup, looks like they want to get the job done sooner than later.
Oh yeah, I think we'll see them begin to pressure towers, or at least rotate around the map in the next kind of 5 minutes here. And Pycat just level 6, but he's going to have some pretty good rune control, and using the support like a Lion to get kills around runes or start ganking with him. They may even look to give Lion a lane to get his level 6 here, because without the Finger of Death, they are a bit lacking on the burst damage.
Yeah. And even like on the other side, you see like way to the bottom, trying to get some solo farm. He's only level 3, like 3.5. Definitely would love to get that Ice Blast underway. Certainly would help out his team, but Loda's already knocking on the tier 1 down here. Getting some early licks in, but... Oh.
Yeah. It's
really
really
maybe opening up.
You go back to game 1 where it was Tinker getting the early Observer Ward on the hill and really putting a lot of pressure on this tier 1 bottom tower. That's something maybe they consider.
They're committing on mid. SingSing wanted to hang around a bit.
Okay.
That prompted them to jump in. Plus with Potato TPing in, they're going to be fine. He even got the shield on the way out from Ake. Nice, cute little play.
Nice little play there. Brewmaster did have the split. If he could get that off to save his life, it would have been worth it. So they timed the TP in with the pull, and no chance for a Primal Split to be used. Unless he got some crazy evasion RNG.
Good pick and grab. Looks like Pycat is a bit more warm than we were anticipating, as he's able to get that takedown on Sing in the mid lane, and he's going to be forced to rotate right back in. Arises here, but not 6 yet. Wants to be able to get that RP underway and obviously build up the funds towards that Blink Dagger. He's going to go right for the jungle. Already got a couple of stacks here to work with, and we'll slowly wither them down and get closer to that bit of initiation that I'm sure Team Tinker would love to be able to put together.
Yeah. So bottom lane, it looks like Alliance will now start securing some towers. Minenut's hiding in the trees and going to just come out here. The AA wasn't really there defending this, and no glyph available. This should be a tower going Loda's way.
Yep, gets the last hit right there, pockets the change, and he's going to go for
Ake
what he
top
did
though.
the first
He
game.
may be going down here. This Anti-Mage has got ultimate. He's pretty tanky here. TP in. Koikva, not enough damage from the Mana Void, and Pycat gets the bully. Koikva's going to have to blink out.
Yep, and he will, but that's not what Bulba can do. So Bulba without the blink will get caught out and taken down. Just not enough oomph to take down Ake, and with good rotation, Alliance instead of the ones that are finding a quick kill on the support. So take down the little Bulba BS.
Once Abaddon's out of mana, Anti-Mage isn't right-clicking very hard there, so not a big enough mana pool to do that much with the mana break, and they deward the lane ward too, so this makes it a bit harder for the Anti-Mage to get the farm he wants at the top lane safely. He's going to have to play a bit more cautiously, especially against the Storm Spirit. Pycat, it looks... Where's he going to head? It doesn't look like he's heading top right away. Doesn't have a TP right now.
Yeah, this is him. He's just going to go for kill after kill. I feel like at this point. So we'll see.
Yeah. I think the Orchid timing can come more... Like, I don't think they're in a rush to get the Orchid. I think it's more, let's get ourselves an early lead, and if you get a few kills along the way, having a 2 to 3 minute slower Orchid seems like a reasonable trade-off if you can actually get some momentum.
EGM on the Nature's Prophet, he's going to go with a mech build here.
Ooh,
so got the couple of nulls for the bit of extra damage and mana pool because he's clearly really getting involved with any sort of skirmish or defense. So the null build obviously makes a lot of sense. He's got huge right click here, but mech, a bit off the beaten path, but
yeah, very off the beaten path. But I think it's quite nice here. He's got plenty of mana for it. Loda.
Oh, they split. They're going on to him. The stun's there, but he's able to waltz himself out and above. The shockwave not going to catch. He's still running. Ake's there though. Gives him a bit of the heal and the shield, but the stun was already there, and the timing's not going to catch. Loda ends up dropping, and now they're thinking about making it go on Ake, but meanwhile, Pycat getting involved and making it go on to Rise. Can he top him? He can. Pycat, killing spree for him. Welcome back to the team.
Ooh, almost Loda with that Sanj, just that extra HP, making him so tanky there as well. I thought he was going to live for a second. Until that shockwave came in, he was just fine. There was about to be some more support coming out of Aki from the shield and the miscall, just a bit on cooldown, but Tinker committed a lot for that, and they just get the 1-for-1 trade.
I'm not sure about the time, but it looked like if the shield came a second later after the rock connected, then maybe a bit better off. But well, they still come out big there.
It is still space for Anti-Mage, I guess, which is always Tinker. It's like, if you've got to commit 4 heroes for 1 kill, as long as Anti-Mage is free farming in some other lane and not getting zoned out, you're kind of okay with that trade. That's at least like the general kind of 4 protect 1 strategy they've got going.
Alliance, or at least if you're an Alliance fan, you're hoping that they learn their lesson from game 1 and they know they can't allow Quakefa to really get all that bits of free farm.
They're looking for an AM kill though. They've got the Storm line with a finger, but seems AM seems somewhat wary of this. He's going for a pull rather than farming the lane, just because he sees Storm missing. He's like, I'm going to die to a finger plus a Storm zip in, so let's farm the jungle.
It's a lot to worry about. I mean, you got that, plus you have the EGM, Nature's Prophet, constant worry out there in the air as far as them being able to quickly rotate in. It may just like one person, but with him being able to come in, you could have your hands full pretty damn quick. And now mid lane, Alliance siege on forward and begin their assault onto this tier 1 tower. We'll see if Tinker put up any sort of defense. Sing is nearby. He still needs 15 seconds though before the split's going to be at the ready. But they continue to siege it on home here.
Yeah, looking for the trade at top. Anti-Mage, 50 gold from Battle Fury. Not that he's waiting for Battle Fury to come fight and defend. He's just going to be looking to split push a bit harder with this and take what he can elsewhere on the map. So at this point, Tinker just have to keep giving up these tier 1s. If Alliance are going to commit 3 to 4 heroes to push, there's not really much they can do to defend until maybe like a blink on the Magnus combined with Sing Sing's Brewmaster blink.
Looks like Quakefa, for the first time this game, he's going to divert away from the top lane and head towards the bottom where there's plenty more space to work with here. So he'll find that farm there. Alliance, they'll make do with what they got in the top lane.
The lane, they've got the skewer back. Loda gets caught out now. The shield comes, but the stun is after it, so he still gets hit by this one. Sing Sing doesn't have mana for the ult. He's trying to bottle up, and I think he may be able to get the ultimate off with some bottle charges. Anti-Mage comes in, looks for the mana void. Loda still alive, gets shielded up again, and Quakefa doesn't have his Battle Fury. It's still in the Curry. It's going to be forced back. Now gets delivered. In the mid lane, it's Prophet trading his life for the life of the Vengeful Spirit. Looking for a turn killer's Mind Nuts, and he'll get it with the help of Storm Spirit. Finger of Death used as well. Sing Sing now, Brewmaster ultimate. Did not have the mana for it, went for another clap instead, and 2-for-1 trade in the mid lane. 3-for-1 trade in the mid lane, in fact, as Alliance going to be happy with that one. Loda staying alive for a long, long time with Ake's Abaddon.
The later showing from both Mind Nuts on the line and, of course, Pycat's Storm Spirit seems to work out for the benefit. It was a long-winded fight, so worked for them to being able to rotate over and certainly make the best out of that situation. Now, maybe putting their attention towards the bottom, Pycat rather, saving up a bit of mana. He was considering maybe a jump in, but Quakefa playing it extra safe.
Quakefa's been in these kind of awkward positions where like these fights break out. Like the plan is definitely not to include him in fights, but they break out so close to him, and he's like, I'm right by this fight. I've got mana void. Like he probably feels. I mean, he's not really farming because there's heroes fighting near him. So he comes to these fights, but he just doesn't really do all that much. Doesn't even have the treads and didn't even have the Battle Fury then. He was fighting with just Perseverance Brown Boots, so couldn't really do all that much to take on Loda. But it's just been very awkward more than anything, where the fights keep coming around him, and that's just good play from Alliance, just keeping this Anti-Mage kind of forced to make this decision between ditching his teammates or just joining a fight where he can't really offer too much.
Looks like EGM has finished that mechanism on his Nature's Prophet, so when he does look to get involved with these fights, now he has that little bit of extra sustain to add to his ally. So, yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how he's going to be able to put this to use with his team. Certainly the extra bit of heal with him and Ake being on their side, they have huge sustain power. So with a team that's potentially looking to do big sieges, it certainly helps.
Yeah, I think he did have it that fight. Maybe some. I didn't follow him in the fight. I was following Loda, but that would have kept him alive a lot longer and forced Tinker to maybe overcommit for it. That's where Brewmaster used to second clap, didn't end up having mana for the Primal Split, and Sing couldn't really offer enough that fight.
You're probably right. I think I was getting caught up watching the rotation coming in from the Storm and Lion, seeing where they were going to interject, but
yeah,
we'll see. As Koikfa getting aided here, they're trying to let him go out far on the leash and maybe even bait him into a potential opportunity.
Got a nice Ancient stack there for him, but he's going to need some help. He's going to need Wave of Terror, he's going to need probably Treads, maybe even a bit more than that, because those Ancients will do a lot of damage to him.
Sage Inuyasha now complete on Loda's Troll, and the Rise still continuing to try to farm up. They're allowing him to get this farm. He's really close to this Blink Dagger, but still needs about 200 more gold to even get it.
Yeah. I think bait the Anti-Mage will be the plan to some extent, because this Storm Orchid is going to have a big window where Anti-Mage doesn't have Manta Style. Anti-Mage is not going to be able to go for the Vlads, he's just going to go straight for the Manta at this point, but he's only just going to start working on it now.
Mind Nuts getting the Blink Dagger even before the Magnus. Shows the promising early game here for the Little Lion. Or the more selfless play, I guess, coming out from Ake to be the ward guy, I guess.
TP top, zip in, not going to succeed. The lane ward, scouting that one out. This lane ward has paid for itself, although it should be very obvious to Alliance, because Sing Sing blink dodged that gank like from out of nowhere, so it should be pretty clear it's warded there, and we'll see maybe a D-ward come out from Alliance, but for now they're just looking to keep pressure up. They've got Blink on Minuts as well, and with a Lion Blink, a Storm Zip in, there is a lot to catch out Koikfa's Anti-Mage.
Gotta give props to Waytu and his warding, man. Been a bit aggressive and deep, but with the spots they've found, certainly been very, very helpful. So, able to catch out rotations, multiple smokes like in the previous game, and opportunities to make dives on these towers. Now, looks like Alliance potentially rotating towards this top lane where Sing is camped behind the tower. He just reached his level 11, so he's got level 2 split, but he's going to TP on out, not looking to put together any sort of relative defense, and maybe Alliance, now with those trees spawned out from Mr. Potato here.
I think they want to go like a smoke into Roshan, it feels like. They've got this smoke on Bulba, they've gone for a Medallion on the Venge too, which, I mean, you do normally go like on a Venge, especially for a Roche lineup, and this isn't a typical like Roche carry, but Anti-Mage, even without a Vlad's, may go for Roshan, with Sing being the one to maybe tank it up. But Koikfa right now, a bit low on HP. But max Wave of Terror plus Medallion. He's not level 7 yet, so maybe wait for the level 7 Venge. But definitely feels like they're trying to sneak a Roshan to help them out this game.
Yeah. EGM rotates. Alliance, after taking that tier 1, have already hightailed it here towards this bottom lane, and they might cross paths. Waytu drops the ward.
I think it's a really good move for Alliance to try like 5-man take Roshan, because if they spotted, like, they should have spotted this Medallion on the Venge and know that Tinker, if you go for a push top, Tinker will trade that tier 2 top tower for Roshan. So I think Alliance themselves want to just 5-man push up bottom and take Roshan, force Tinker to come to them.
Yeah, they also have to anticipate by now that Arise has to have his Blink Dagger on this Magnus. I don't know if he's revealed himself yet to Alliance having the Blink, but I would imagine by now, near 20 minutes, that they have to know he's probably going to be waiting in the wings at some point with a big jump in play at RP. So, something to just kind of be wary of. But Tinker still find their space here. Even though Pycat did find a lot of kills there, he's getting near level 12. He's 5-0. He has a regen room filed up. We'll have to wait to see when he tries to go for his next assault.
Alright, here's the Roshan, and not much Tinker can really do. They're completely on the other side of the map, and I think you want to give this one to Storm Spirit. If he can have an Aegis and be the one kind of going and using mana, it's a pretty good position for Alliance to be in.
They do scout it though. Here comes the big Ice Blast.
It's gonna scare them off, it looks like. They'll see 4 to 5 heroes top, and then they'll continue. They're fine. It's more if they just somehow freak themselves out and think that Tinker are coming to contest it, but that's not the case.
Grab it up. It's going to be Pycat who does pocket that Aegis. So your Storm spreads out, and now you're going to see the rotation here. Lion's already on the scene, and I'm going to need to answer my door real quick, Gods. I'll be right back.
Alrighty, well, nice little tower deny from Mine-Nuts, and there's the zip in from Pycat. Easy catch onto the Ancient Apparition as he's looking for more. He's got the H, doesn't mind using up all his mana for this engage. Bulba going to get hit by the slow. It's going to be a second easy kill here. Looking for the neutral deny, not going to find it, and Arise. Just the TP out from the Magnus. 2 for nothing. They commit all the Storm's mana pool here, but that's, well worth it. And they're going to follow this up with a tier 2 top tower. Nothing Tink can really do except hope to split push some of these other lanes here. Quakefa immediately heads down bottom, blinking forward. He's going to look to just... I mean, it's still a full HP tier 1 tower, and Alliance are going to get this tier 2 top before Quakefa even starts making dents in this tier 1, it feels like. And for Alliance, they're just going from objective to objective right now. Pycat has the Orchid, so if Antimage isn't careful, like if there's 3 or 4 pushing top, they're going to get the turn RP onto EGM. He's still got mech and he's holding onto it. The Brewmaster Split's been used. He can't use the mech because of the Ice Blast. Now he can. Doesn't have the mana for it though. Went for a Sprout instead and will get picked off here. The Lion also dying earlier in the fight. Nice use of the Brewmaster Split. Pycat now going to catch up Quakefa. Gets him with the Silence here. Will ball on top, and is there enough damage for this one? He's got only 1 point in the Spell Shield and will end up dying, so... Pycat finds a big kill on the Anti-Mage, who's kind of, it feels like to some extent almost the one last hope for Tinker. This is a full protect 1, and when that 1 is not being protected, does not have the space to push out lanes, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, so they come back, and it looks like Alliance lose 2, but Pycat grabbing Anti-Mage right there certainly makes things a lot better for him, and he's now 7-0, still has Aegis, near 3k. I wonder if he's going to go for a Bloodstone here. Yeah, he probably will. He has a Soul Ring.
Easy Bloodstone game, surely. Yeah, he's got the recipe.
Big grab, so that certainly adding on top. He continues to get these pickoffs, these kills. And Pycat, man, questioned his warm-up factor. I think he's good to go, man. He's putting out a pretty nice Storm Spirit game here.
He's, yeah, more than good to go this game. Everyone on the Alliance side is looking pretty sharp this game. And
I think they're like, I think we made a good choice to bring him in and make sure it's all good.
Well, Alliance looking like they want to advance to that winner bracket semifinals where they will await the winner of Na'Vi and Power Rangers. Possible Na'Vi Alliance, not the Na'Vi Alliance matchups we're used to, but we could be seeing that in that winner bracket semi-final matchup here at the Dota 2 Asia Championship. But for now, they've got to get through Tinker here in this Game 3 decider.
I was going to say the same thing. They do have to battle their way through Tinker, and Tinker is a team that could be very, very crafty. Quakefa, man. He's a player right now and looking to put the team on his back with his Anti-Mage. If he does find the time to farm up, could be just like a repeat of game number 1 where eventually you're just like, this guy is just too beastly for us. Now, Anti-Mage, I don't know, at least in my personal opinion, you know, not as devastating 6-slotted as Medusa could be, but certainly we'll see what the case is. Jump in though, coming, nice! 2-man Impale coming out from Mine-Nuts and the Finger. They wipe out 2 in the blink of an eye. And immediately they fall through with an objective going right for this tier 2.
And no buyback too. They may go high ground off of this. They will go high ground off of this. There's no questions asked from the Alliance side.
Here we go, boys. High ground. And Loda, 10 more seconds, he'll have that troll ult at the ready. No glyph. Now you
splitting really nicely for the Ice Blast. It will catch 2 or 3 still. But yeah, there we go. They've got Battle Trance. They may take this rack. No glyph available. This is just a straight up rack. Anti-Mage just can't fight right now. I don't blame Quick not TPing as nothing can do.
Oh man, this is not the stall out factor they wanted, but there is an RP, a skewer back onto 2 with the Shockwave, but there's that mech coming out, and it's very nice heal. And, oh, Mana Void coming in, not going to be enough still to take out EGM. Self-Sprouts trying to TP, but nope, you're not going anywhere. The Thunderclap dropped right on his head, and now the rest of Alliance scrambling to get away from this one. Ake self-shield, and maybe they'll consider a turn back to swap forward. Pycat could be in trouble. He has a big bounty on his head if they can take him down, but no, they can't. He zips back and forth, gets the kill. EGM buys back after being taken down.
Oh, the
Courier's in there somehow, some way, and it also goes down. It's 4 down for only the EGM drop, and I think Alliance are going to seal this best of 3 now.
Yeah, I think they maybe look to head up top. Battle Trance up in 10 seconds time. That's going to give them big oomph to their little push power, and Quakefa, one silence is going to end his fun at top lane. Storm Spirit doesn't have too much mana though, couldn't go for a long range zip of any kind, and well, Loda going to just back off, get his BKB. I think the Aegis is going to expire. Yeah, Aegis is about to expire, so Storm's going to get healed up here, but it does mean no Aegis available, and importantly, Mantis Style complete for Quakefa. He can at least fight a little bit better now. Doesn't get completely destroyed by the silence from Storm, but there's so much additional lockdown. You've got Lion with Hex, with AoE Impale. A lot of right-click damage coming out as well from Prophet, from Troll. This is just a tough game to be an anti-mage.
Yeah. PyCat he's got his Bloodstone now. He's got it up to 12 charges and 1,800 gold. Longest jump ever, Michael Jordan from the free throw line. Trying to go for Koikfa. Well, Koikfa does manage to pop out.
He falls short.
Already paying for it, so does live and makes it out.
Oh man, that was... I thought he had that. Mynuts with following him up with the blink in for the additional lockdown, but couldn't quite get him.
Yeah, that would have been devastating. He would have no buyback. They could have just continued to siege forward, but they will live on. And maybe this is going to be the stall-out period for Alliance. They can play it a bit slow. And Tinker need to know that the next Roche is definitely got to be on the agenda here for Alliance. And what do you do at that point? Do you look to try to interject and take a fight there, or do you just continue to stall till Koikfa can put together maybe another item
Blinked
here?
in? Koikfa could be in trouble. He's
right Blink next to Loda.
Yeah, he's got a Mantis, so you know, he's alright, but...
Okay. Oh, EGM, though. Moves in.
Where's that Storm at? Storm's nowhere near. And backup is coming for Tinker. They're looking to punish this one, and Prophet definitely looking dead here. They're looking for that 2-hero RP. They're going to skewer back, get the RP onto 2. Nicely played by Tinker here. Looking to find a way back into this game. Here comes the Storm. Long range zip from downtown. Gets the anti-mate. Now he goes onto the Arise Magnus. Gets thrown up in the air by a nice Brewmaster Cyclone. Only the Prophet dead on the Alliance side. Loda still fighting. Everyone being kept alive by Aki, and this looks really bad for C.
Here we go. Pulled in and get ready to meet your maker.
Hasta la vista. Bottom lane, meanwhile, Mynuts going for the solo tier 2 tower push. He says, "I'm the rat. I'm going to be the Bulldog replacement today on my Lion."
Holy moly here! So another takedown. 26 minutes in, 19-7 at this point. PyCat continues to bring the kills now beyond godlike 15 charges for him and 3.2k. He just is really building up a nice snowball. Tinker trying to put up a formidable defense. They've already lost their mid-set of racks. Now the top one under contention here.
This is looking really bad for Tinker. I mean, 15,000 net worth lead. That pretty much says it all. That's just, and it's still just the start of Tinker's problems. They're down to racks. They've got no way to really fight or defend. They're way too ultimate dependent as well. Whenever, like, if Brewmaster split RP is on cooldown, they can't take a fight. And if for whatever reason ever one of those spells isn't used, like, in a team fight to get 1 to 2 kills or to, like, basically trade evenly or win a team fight, if they blow an ultimate, they just lose another lane of rack. So they have to play perfectly from here on out just to stand, just to have a maybe 10% chance or something right now. The slightest mistake and they're just done for.
Yeah, if they already weren't pressured enough and on nerves, they cannot make any crucial errors at this point. One more bad team fight.
Yep.
It's a wrap. So at this point, you got to stay buddy system here. Top lane, they had a nice start, but just couldn't wrap it up quick enough. And ultimately, it led to PyCat being able to interject. But hopefully, if you're a Tinker fan, they could formulate a good game plan here to try to slowly bring this game back. But it's all Alliance. It's their game to lose, it looks like, at this point. And if they want to slow play it, grab a Roche and Aegis and kind of secure it, that seems to be what, you know, would be the best bet for them.
Yeah. It's high. I feel like there's just a lot of items Koikfa needs before he can fight too well. It's just... Anti-Mage also doesn't match up against Troll. You kind of need MKB for the Whirling Axe mischance, and you want like Basher, you want Butterfly for the evasion. There's too many items you need. Finger of Death bottom lane. Sing Sing's a target here, but he gets swapped out by Bulba. It's going to be Bulba going down instead, which, while not ideal, you do keep your Brew alive. You get the negative damage or onto the Alliance side. And Alliance will just fall back. Looks like they're going to just still chill it out and just wait for that Roshan to respawn.
Yeah. Good grab. Had it been something a little more high priority, like Sing, like Koikfa or whatever, then yes, the siege would have been on. But they'll take what they can. They'll get their little picks here and there, maybe an extra charge, and just stall it out. Wait it about. They always have the little Treant usually scouting out the Roche. Now Ake is going to be the Treant. And he'll walk in and wait, but a few more seconds, they'll be at the going. And what do you do, man? If you're Tinker, do you think it's on them to maybe put up a counter, hope for a big RP counter Roche play, or just hope that when by the time they come and knocking at the door, you have something to contest?
I don't know. I think contesting Roshan's really tricky. I think what you want, like finding a pickup elsewhere in the map, like the Prophet. I guess Prophet currently alone top, not for many longer. It's so hard to go in. Like PyCat gets the flying vision from the remnants, and they're going to de-ward a little bit here and do what they can. And this isn't just not going to work. They're going to be too late for the pit.
Yeah. Coming now, he's not going to throw in the ice path to scout it out. Instead, just throws down the ward, and that's a bad choice because look, PyCat makes the long jump in. He's actually going for Sing Sing though, but here comes EGM, and they don't quite lock him down enough. And on the left-hand side, you can see My Nuts slashed apart right there. Koikfa gets a quick pick, and now they have to step back.
Yeah. At this point, Tinker are just looking for whatever pickoffs and quick kills they can get. Get a quick kill and then back off is generally the plan. Now they're looking for the quick kill onto the Nature's Prophet, but not easy with the Abaddon Man.
All right,
and we'll go loaded with a BKB. He's looking for Jason. Arises Mag will get himself out of there and kind of a regroup right now and just kind of get away from the Brewmaster Ultimate, wait for it to wear off.
We got a Cyclone here on Pi. We have the lockdown. Oh, he fakes out with the RP once. He just jumps all over the place. And will be able to come in from behind. Takes down Way 2 first. And oh! Big Man of Void will take down the Aegis. We'll see if he goes for the secondary jump in at this point. There it is. Long jump forward, but not going to be able to catch up. Trying to catch out the TP.
Smart TP out. He got the after the Mana Void, he immediately blinked to trees and TP'd home. He's like, look, that's all I can do right now. I don't have a Manta style. If I wait around for the Storm to respawn, I'm definitely dead and things are all over. But he's got BKB now, and this is like a last team fight for Tinker, it feels like. They've got to find a way to hold here. The Empower Anti-Mage with BKB has got to get some kills and get kills fast.
Yeah, it's a nice RP.
They've got an RP. For Alliance, it's just stay split up. Do not get caught in even a 2-hero RP is not really what you want, but 3-hero RP would be especially bad with the cleaving Anti-Mage.
Nice little deny there for Sing, but at this point, the tower is down, the Raxes are exposed, and Alliance continue to siege. Aegis had already been taken down on PyCat. There's no split on Sing Sing here, so we'll see if Alliance can make the best of this. Still keeping in decent formation, not trying to get too close together for Arise to get an early, easy setup. Looks like just very slow play coming out from Alliance.
Yeah, at most it's like there's like a 2-hero RP available at most at all times, it feels like. So unless Tinker can kind of like bait Alliance to kind of semi-initiate in and group up, it's going to be really tricky for Arise.
Sing Sing caught, but the swap comes out from Bulba. PyCat continues to assault onto Sing, but instead will now change his attention towards Bulba and takes down
Great
Martyr.
discipline as well. They only let the Storm finish off those kills. They're not going to send anyone else in, otherwise they group up for an RP. And Koikfa now in trouble. Forstaff is knocking him to the high ground. He BKBs. That's a defensive BKB though. And that is not what you want to see if you're Tinker. The 10-second BKB being used, and here goes Storm onto the high ground. Gets RP'd, Mana Voided too. He does go down. That's a Beyond Godlike streak. A lot of money for the Mag himself. Insta respawn though with the Bloodstone charges, and here comes round 2 for Alliance. I think this is going to be top lane of Rax. Even though you get a huge kill in the Storm, you've suddenly got no split, no RP, and no Anti-Mage BKB. This is top lane gone.
Only sacrifice the perfect record that PyCat has been sporting at the victory of being able to push out this top lane and potentially clean out this series. I think it's well worth it. So Loda begins to unload, but there we go. A Skewer back, of course, with no RP. GM to be forced forward. Mechs up and will be fine. Meanwhile, Vortex, they're making a go on Koikfa here, who's in big trouble without that BKB. Oh, so low. Does live and puts himself back in the fountain to heal on up. GM waltzes himself out. Still, everyone alive here. They do manage to drop down that secondary Rax, and a job well done here for Alliance. They walk out. Now 2 sets of Raxes down. Only 1 last leg here for Team Tinker.
And those kind of fights, PyCat, he'll take the kills if he gets them, but his job is to just keep the Anti-Mage away while the Troll Prophet focus down the Rax. PyCat isn't really needed for his right-click damage to secure the Rax. He's just zipping in. And he doesn't want people zipping in with him, because they zip in with him, that's when you group up for these RPs. That's when things go wrong. A solo RP Mana Void just for a Storm Spirit who had Bloodstone charges for the insta respawn. You lose another lane, and Tinker now, well, back against the wall. They are more or less out of options, it feels like.
We'll see here. What is the last hurrah here for Team Tinker? I mean, if Alliance really want to play it safe, they could just wait out for Roche once more and then make the final hurrah. But it's a last stand here for Team Tinker.
Yeah. Tinker's late game is just so mediocre as well. Like, they've gone all in for the Brewmaster already has fallen off a huge amount. Magnus is is a good late game hero, but Anti-Mage is not that fantastic of a late gamer as far as being like in a late game versus late game scenario against 2 to 3 cores. This hero kind of shines when he's accelerating his farm above your opponent's carry heroes, which he hasn't done. And playing from behind as an Anti-Mage, he's just not going to match up against Troll, Storm, or even like the Nature's Prophet when Prophet gets a Hex.
Koikfa steps back to the top lane to farm it on up. The rest of the team there to follow here, but now Alliance on the move. Smoked up. No, not smoked up. Just Invis nuts here. Just going to look to see if he can scout anything out.
Almost found the Magnus.
But they are forced and corralled back into their own base. Alliance, the shepherds, if you will, keeping them inside the gate line. Not allowing them to get out too far.
Well, there's a Brew BKB, but doesn't feel like it's going to be the game changer this coming fight. Sing would love to hit that level 16 at least. Just get that little bit of extra firepower in this upcoming fight with the ultimate, but from Alliance's point of view, if they want to slow roll it, they can wait for the Roshan. It's still at least 2 minutes before it's coming up, but a 4-racks advantage. You've got the better late game. I mean, from Tinker's point of view, a win can only really come from an Alliance mess up, an Alliance throw.
That's Alliance just go for the final racks. They throw their bodies in there, not really organizing anything they drop. Still would probably take another 3 big team fights, let's say, for Team Tinker to really be on par. I mean, Koikfa would be able to quickly throw together items, but you need your whole support staff and everyone behind you to also be on that level. I don't know, and you're already down so much.
He's just... yeah, he's never going to be in really good fighting shape. Troll's already building towards the MKB, so no real option to go Butterfly. He's not going Butterfly anyway, he's going to go Basher, but... Abyssal Blade would be nice, so we could actually jump someone like the Storm, try Abyssal and burst him down with the Manta plus Mana Void, but that's a big ask when you're up against an Abaddon, and there is some support coming from like the Lion and the Troll as well.
Team Tinker, it feels like 4th quarter, down 30 points, but there's only a minute left on the clock, and I don't care what team sport you like, that's grim. It is very slim chances. Football, basketball, you're down that much with little time. It's going to take one hell of a miracle to really get back
if that's
into
soccer,
one.
You're definitely screwed. So
yeah, soccer, you're out for good. Hockey, no, don't even think about it. That's probably a world record to begin with, but yeah, we'll see though. Tinker. Never say die at this point. They've thrown together a new roster featuring Way2 and Arise. They've had some big plays, and they took down Alliance in game number 1, but ever since then, Alliance have been able to shake it off. Came back in game number 2 and 3. They got Pycat, and we were wondering if he was going to be ready to play, and he's 13-1 in the Storm Spirit. Certainly was ready to play and had put on a clinic of a performance here with this Storm Spirit. So Alliance getting ready to advance themselves forward through the upper bracket. Tinker, though, they will not be eliminated if they do lose this game. Would certainly like to, hope to stay in the upper bracket if possible, if there is a way.
Oh, actually, no, this isn't the Roshan. Is this the Roshan respawn? Yeah, this is a really fast Roshan respawn. This was like a 30-second Roshan respawn, if that. Which probably works in Alliance's favor, because they're just weighing on this Aegis as well as Cheese this time around. Yeah, this is a 3rd Rosh, so... we'll see Aki poke his head in. No, not going to check just yet. But this is bad news. And Sing Sing in mid lane. Yeah, Hex. No evasion for you. Oh, the RP Sing Sing! He gets swapped back into it! He gets off the split though. That swap almost works against him here. It's EGM who's now the target of the Brewmaster split. Will die to the Shadow. Abaddon maybe next on the firing line. He has got ultimate, so maybe not the best target. It's the Anti-Mage finding the Troll Warlord. They lose the Ancient Apparition in the process here. They don't really have any answers left for the Storm Spirit. With no RP, no split, no Anti-Mage Mana Void, this Storm Spirit may just clean up. DD Rune on Pycat as well. You can expect to see probably 2-3 more kills out of this guy. He goes to the high ground, will bring down the Anti-Mage to get things started, and now it's a Rise on the Magnus. Will skewer to the high ground. Pycat will chase him. It's a triple kill. DD and DD Storm Spirit, just no answer right now.
I think this is it. I mean, they're going to make a go. Rise and Koikfa both have to dip into their buyback piggy bank. It actually forces Alliance to step back. They don't want to risk anything here.
Yeah, I mean, that went so badly for Alliance, but they still end up, I would say, kind of getting more out of the fight, just with Storm getting a triple kill combined with the damage to the tier 3 tower. They're going to buy back to 1, contest Roshan, and 2, just kind of look to end the game while the dire buybacks are on cooldown, since Anti-Mage and Magnus both bought back. And if Tinker got Aegis Cheese off of that, it would be probably worth it, but the fact they're just defending now, and not even getting farm because of the buyback penalty, this is really bad for Tinker. I mean, it has been. They're in the same spot they've been in for the last 20-25 minutes.
Yeah. It's Alliance also just playing it very smart and slow. It's a big tournament. Lots of money on the line. You want to make sure that if you got a secured win, you want it to be as secure as possible. Well, they absolutely manhandle that Roche, and it's going to be the 3rd straight Aegis here picked up for Pycat on his Storm.
Well, Storm now gets a 2nd Hex on the side of Alliance, and if Anti-Mage was having a rough time before, it's going to get even worse here. Positioned around this hill, there is Dire Vision as well. No Radiant Vision on the other side here. Sing Sing, actually ball in. Pycat maybe realizing something fishy is going on. Looking for an RP. He's not going to use it just yet. And now Arise will get focused down. No buyback available. Venge also dead. And well, Poikva going to beat KB and get manhandled by the Loader Troll Warlord. 3 dead. It's GG. Alliance going to take this series 2 games to 1.
Big props to them. They're coming in with their new squad lineup. Not the Alliance of old, but the Alliance of new. Pretty dang good. They take out Tinker 2-1. Tinker will now be going down to the lower bracket. They will face, I believe it's the loser of our next series, but they will still have another chance to fight back with also their new lineup. And, well, looks like EGM and Pycat are both going to take it right to their former teammates.
Yeah, well, we're behind schedule, so I'm not going to say too much more. We've got Na'Vi versus Power Rangers coming up next. That game, well, we're about 30 to 45 minutes past schedule here, so I imagine we're going to be hopping right into that one, guys. So stick around. More European action coming from the Dota 2 Asia Championships. Myself, you can follow me on Twitter at BTSGods, as well as my wonderful co-caster at CoddleGuy. We'll be casting one more BO3 for you guys, so stick around. More Dota 2 coming up soon.